And we're heading to the voting centers, in fact, for the registration exercise that is taking place across all the districts in the country. Yesterday, the Electoral Commission held a press conference where they addressed some concerns that had been raised. In fact, they put out figures concerning how many people had registered on day 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And in putting out those figures, Dr. Omane Boama, who is the Director of Elections for the NDC, raised some eyebrows, in fact, pointed out some indiscrepancies with the figures that had been put out. Yesterday, the EC responded, and this is what Dr. Bosman Asare had to say.
May not express them publicly, but privately, they know the Electoral Commission is the best when it comes to this business. And those who criticize, I know privately, they know we are the best at this. Clearly, you can see the real figures were correct, but the disaggregation of the various days, so I don't see this as anything which is so major for people to make a beef about. The bigger picture, the total registered at the time, about 143 was also captured correctly. We have also noticed that the disturbances occurring at some of our registration centers is due to the fact that some people are doubting the ages of some of the applicants. This is the reason why the Commission has been advocating for the usage of the Ghana card, which has the date of birth and the nationality of the bearers of the card, and the abolition of the guarantor system. We are hopeful that in the next registration exercise, applicants will use the Ghana card as the means of identification.
Well, that is Dr. Bosman Asare, and he says that as it stands now, they have corrected the figures, but that should not even cause us to cry foul or raise any objections to the issue. Very interesting statement that he's made there. Let me go to Dr. Aye
Bella,
to respond to this.
Yes, before I even go into this matter, I wanted to say that the tax exemption was actually given to President Kufuor's brother-in-law. $24 million.
So it wasn't his brother?
So it was his brother-in-law, $24 million. So that fact has to be made. Isabella.
Okay.
The Electoral Commission.
Good morning to those of you on Facebook who were calling me out for it.
Bella.
When I said we were disassociating ourselves from
Bella, it does appear that this present Electoral Commission, they have a template of apology letters that they have written down such that anytime they are exposed, anytime they are caught one way or the other to subvert the will of the people, they only append their signatures and change the date and time. Because at the last reckoning, they have apologized about 6 different times just because of this registration alone. You recall that initially they apologized about network issues, where some people went, they were saying they were doing online, and later because of network issues, they had to go offline. They apologized for it. They apologize for their inability to provide generators at a certain point in time. And it is intriguing to note that, Bella, most of the places where the registration couldn't come on were places that NDC had their strongholds, especially about 3 days ago. Doom so happened in Tamale for about 8 hours.
Dr. Bosman Asare says that's not true and that they will not deliberately do that to the NDC. There's no reason for them to do that.
This is the same institution that told us that no laptop has been stolen from the EC's domain, only for them to come 2 weeks later to confirm that these laptops have been stolen. Is there somebody you should take serious? Is there somebody who has honesty and candor in his blood? So they are not only incompetent, these are known NPP foot soldiers who have been appointed to the domains of the Electoral Commission. In fact, there is one MP propagandist, a lecturer in UNE, who has been appointed, somebody who is a communicator for the MPP, has been appointed as a deputy EC chairperson at the Electoral Commission. I'm talking about Dr. Apia Hene. Dr. Bosman Asare, a former MPP TESCON patron at the University of Ghana. They are the ones helming the affairs at the Electoral Commission. So these mistakes are not mere mistakes, Bella. The Electoral Commission is not just an organization or an institution manned by 3 or 4 people. This is by far one of the largest institutions in this country. They have offices. So if the NDC had not rectified this issue, the one or the other 5 people go to their rooms and register them. This making sure that they increase the NPP's chances in the 2024 election. Bella, you recall that in 2020, when they made a declaration that President Kufuor has secured 50+1, and that there was left with Techiman, which was 128,000 voters in number, and that even if they added all the 128,000 to John Mahama's votes, it will not make John Mahama a winner. It will not change the election. Meanwhile, that computation was wrong. If you add 128,000 to the votes John Mahama had, President Kufuor will not secure the supposed 50+1. So these were calculations that they did that were erroneous, and they managed to declare the election. So Bella, you do not have to agree that these are mere mistakes. These are not mistakes.
He says we shouldn't cry foul about it. They've corrected it. So let's move on.
Cry foul about it. And we in the NDC will continue to police them. We will make sure that this time around, their feet are held to the fire of accountability. Okay, we will police them each and every day. Anytime they make a move, they will be caught. We record that our internal intelligence uncovered the fact that some laptops had been stolen from the EC's domain, for them to come and deny, only for them to come and accept the claim 2 weeks afterwards. So you cannot trust this electoral commission. I've mentioned to you that Bosman Asare is a former TESCOM patron of the NPP on the University of Ghana campus. Mr. Apia Hene is a known NPP propagandist and communicator who has been appointed to the Electoral Commission only 2 weeks ago or a week ago. He was found campaigning with Baumia in Bono region. A deputy Electoral Commission chairperson was found in Bono region campaigning. The pictures are there. When you go to social media, you see it. Is there somebody that you should accept words for him when he tells you that these are just mere mistakes?
Okay.
It is a deliberate attempt to subvert the will of the people.
Dr. Bing, I mean, should the EC be afforded to make such mistakes, especially when you look at the 2020 general elections and the mistakes that they made, and even calling out the figures to determine who had won the elections? That, it hasn't even blown over, and now we're having to deal with even numbers with regards to registrants, and they're getting that wrong as well. And yet we're told we shouldn't make any noise about it. It's not a big deal. Let's move on because it's been corrected.
Bella,
what are we trying to do here?
The Dr. Apia Hene is not a member of Dr. Baumia's campaign team. Dr. Baumia is on tour. He's touring the country. He went into the region. There was a program by MEF which had officials from University of Energy and Natural Resources present. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Apia Hene is the head of IT department of that university. He was invited, obviously, to the function. After the program, dignitaries present took pictures with the vice president. And the man being part of the dignitaries present appeared in the photograph. He is not on any campaign platform. Dr. Mamadou Baumia. My brother shouldn't sit here and throw dust into the eyes of the Ghanaians. Now, clearly, I will just repeat Mr. Mahama's words prior to 2016 elections. Keep vilifying the referee when you know you are losing the match, so that in the end, when you actually lose the match, you tell the whole world, I told you, the referee was cheating me. That's the modus operandi of the NDC. The NPP clearly associates ourselves with all due processes that are good, that are favorable to our electoral system. Anything that the Electoral Commission needs to do to make sure our elections are free, fair, and transparent, we completely associate ourselves with those things. What we do not associate ourselves with, rather, are the things that will jeopardize the country, our peace, and what we are enjoying as a people. We will not join people into any argument whatsoever trying to bastardize an institution at the Electoral Commission. The figures were churned out. Mm-hmm. I don't speak for the EC, but the figures were churned out. Someone noticed certain error in the computation. The person drew the attention of the EC. At the end of the day,
how is it that the EC did not check? Don't they check all these figures before they put them out?
The EC should make sure that any time they come out to give us any figures, their figures are accurate. Mm-hmm. But in an event where there's a mistake, because we are humans, they should be humble enough to come and accept their mistakes and correct them. Has the EC done that?
Have they acknowledged the NDC for even detecting these errors?
They've come to tell the whole world that, yes, they've seen an error in the computation and it's been corrected.
Well, the NDC thinks that they should have at least acknowledged them.
EC needed to mention their name.
For discovering those errors.
EC needed to mention the name of NDC. The mere fact that EC came out to say that, yes, our attention has been drawn to certain calculation errors and it's been corrected, and they went ahead to assure the entire country that that error will not have any place in our voter register. I think it's true.
How can we trust the EC with this?
How would mathematical error end up having
mathematical error
in terms of persons
has an impact on the lives of Ghanaians in totality? If this is just registration, what happens if we go into the elections?
What I'm saying is that you need biometric data of people to even make up the error, just in case you are even mischievous. And how are you going to get people's biometric data? How? But I don't speak for the EC. I speak for my party.
At this point, it looks like you're speaking for them.
No, I don't speak for the EC. I was just trying to explain how the EC churned out. What's important is for us to safeguard our democracy and condemn what happened at Kukum in Hafu region, such that a sitting MP who does not even belong to the constituency gave his vehicles for certain tasks to go and cause mayhem at the registration center.
Have you heard from their side as well? They say that this is actually coming from your side and it had nothing to do with...
My side has given evidence, video and pictures to her claim that Hafu Regional Communication Director of the NPP has issued a communique. He addressed the press and he gave video and pictorial evidence. He gave registration numbers of certain vehicles belonging to the said MP. And they are public records. We can go to DVLA and verify. Those are the things that we need to condemn. People deliberately trying to malign the EC, people deliberately trying to bastardize the institution simply because they are losing a fight. And like President Mahama said, keep vilifying the referee, so that in the end when you lose, you tell the whole world that, yes, I told you, the referee was cheating me. Why would the sitting MP? And I'm basing this on the police report. Because the social media handle of Ghana Police clearly came to tell us the arrest they made and the subsequent bail they give.
In fact,
and it is very important for us to safeguard our electoral processes. Let's call out people who have certain agenda to make sure they distract the peace of the country.
Why would he deliberately do that? He released a statement, and I'll just read a part of it. He says that, contrary to the misinformation being spread, Honorable Collins Dauda assessed that he's not the Member of Parliament for Sunafo South, the constituency in which the alleged incidents occurred. He confirms that he has not visited that constituency during the period in question, thus making any claims of his involvement baseless and untrue. These unfounded allegations purportedly propagated by certain elements within the NPP party in the Sunafo South constituency and the Hafu region are viewed by him as a deliberate smear campaign aimed at tarnishing his reputation.
Was he arrested by Ghana Police?
But he says he's not the MP for that area.
Was he arrested by Ghana Police, Bella? He was arrested. That's the official communique by Ghana Police.
So if somebody arrests somebody, means that
that's the official communique by Ghana Police.
Does it make him guilty?
And we have provided evidence.
Should it not be proven?
Oh, obviously, you have the opportunity to explain yourself. Ghana Police will definitely do investigations. And yesterday, in the night, Ghana Police has come to release another statement to the effect that another person has been arrested and they are on the hunt to get arrested. And I'm saying that the Hafu Regional Directorate of the New Patriotic Party has issued a communique, a press conference, and they've detailed the vehicles, giving their registration numbers and colors. And these are public records we can all find from DVLA. So indeed, we have gone a step further to give credible evidence as to what pertained at the registration center. These are the things every well-meaning Ghanaian should be able to condemn, including the NDC. Why would the vehicles, of course, I mean, you can lend the vehicles to people, but vehicles belonging to an MP containing tax, in quotes, sent to a registration center to disrupt the peace and the smooth processes we are enjoying. And you can see the pockets of violence going across the country, all being engineered by certain people to create a certain agenda, and they will come back later without shame to even apologize to the people of Ghana that we heard. The person and the people who were there, we condemn such acts. They will not do that. They will come and sit on a platform, bastardize the institution, because that has been the modus operandi of the NDC.
Are they bastardizing? I mean, if they've made mistakes and they're being called out for it. I can give you chronology of events by Mr. Mahama right after losing the elections, from 2020 up to even last month, when he went to the National School of Economics. The series of attacks that have been launched on the Electoral Commission,
all because they are preparing the minds of their foot soldiers. In the end, when you lose, go to the street.
Dr. Ayet.
Oh, let me end, Bella. He had a lot of time.
No, I gave you equal time as well.
Go to the street.
I don't think you've
go
been
to the street.
timekeeping on the
Go
show
to the
today.
street and cause mayhem. And in the end, you go to court and you tell the whole world that we are not in court to say we won any elections. And in the end, when you are organizing your internal primaries, your then General Secretary, who was seeking to become the party chairperson, told the whole world that we did not collate a single result, yet you claimed someone had cheated you. Why would we even say that when you do not have a single evidence to back that? So the agenda is clear by the NDC. We know what they are doing, but we are firm on the grounds and we will call them out when need be.
Bella, I will even go into Colin Dowda. But I want my brother Ezekiel to know that it is a fact that this present electoral commission has been populated by MPP propagandists and foot soldiers. There is no doubt about it. Dr. Apiahene is a known MPP propagandist and communicator. Dr. Bosman Asare is a former TESCOM patron of the University of Ghana. These are known MPP figures who have been made to sit at the office of Electoral Commission. And these are PhD holders who cannot combine 1, 2, and 3 to provide figures, to provide accurate figures for Ghanaians to look at. Day in, day out, they are begging, they are apologizing, they are correcting their own incompetence. It is a fact that you cannot discount. Now, when you go to the NDC strongholds, majority of the machines there are faulty. And this happens only in NDC strongholds. That many people have complained. People go and queue for several hours without being able to register because of their EC's wickedness and incompetence. Now let's go to...
When you say wickedness,
how do you send 40 machines to only NDC strongholds? Meanwhile, this is the institution that was giving millions of Ghana cedis run up to 2020 to buy new machines. Who do we blame for this? Is it not the incompetence of the EC? Now let's go to Colin Dowda's issue. Now my brother Ezekiel, I will not blame him because his field is not criminal proceedings and other things, but he has demonstrated
Criminal proceedings
his lack of knowledge on rule of law and other things. Bella, you and I know that until somebody is actually prosecuted and a judgment is made that the person is guilty, the person is innocent. He is innocent until proven guilty. So the mere fact that somebody has been arrested doesn't mean that the person is guilty. In fact, so when President Akufo-Addo was investigated many years ago for his involvement in cocaine issues, that didn't mean that he was doing cocaine. They didn't mean that he was doing cocaine. So it's not true. The facts are clear. The reason why he was able to secure a bail was because the police realized that most of the things that they thought he had involved himself in was untrue.
Is that what the police said?
In fact, they...
Hold on, Dr. Ben. Please allow him to speak.
Okay.
He is a member of parliament for Esutifi South. The incident happened in Kukum, in Esunafo South. That is not his constituency. In fact, when the issue happened, he was in his constituency touring and monitoring the registration process.
So why was he arrested? Were those his cars?
How? Somebody who was not there, how can he deploy?
Oh, maybe he doesn't have to be there, but were those his cars?
The MP there is Honorable Eric Opoku. If anybody would deploy cars for any activity, it would be the MP. Eric Opoku was not involved in the activities there. His cars were not involved. Colin Dowda's cars were not involved.
So why are they linking those cars to
It is MPP propaganda. It's misinformation that possibly the police may have also erred on their line of duties. That is why that arrest happened. The reason why he's home today enjoying tea this morning is because nothing was found out.
Is that why he was granted bail?
Indeed.
He was granted bail. The case has not been closed.
Yes.
The police hasn't stated anywhere.
He's home because they found out he didn't
commit any crime. The police hasn't stated anywhere that he didn't commit any crime. Will you come back to Bella?
Please. My time is up. I may not be able to come back, but you will see.
He's had 2 sessions.
No.
He's had 2 sessions on the matter.
Allow me to do the job.
He's had 2 sessions on the matter.
My job.
You can't refer to me and give me another session.
You do not lecture Bella.
I'm just pleading
so the facts are clear.
Give me another session on the matter. He's had 2 sessions on the matter.
Honorable Colin Dowda.
He had 2 sessions on the matter.
Honorable Colin Dowda has not done anything. He has not gotten himself involved in any activity. He was monitoring his activities in his constituency. nothing of the sort pronounced.
The
by
cars
the
are
police.
there.
Hold
The
on.
numbers are given.
Hold on, Dr. Bay.
Why
If
don't
do
you
that, then I
provide
can't
the
give you
cars for us
extra
to
time
see?
to speak.
Sorry, you give me the time. Sorry.
Why don't you provide the cars for us to see?
I should give the numbers. I don't want to give certain figures.
These are
I have
all
them.
propaganda.
We have them.
Okay.
And they're
Bella,
on video.
Bella. At the end of the day,
Hold on, gentlemen. Dr. Bay, I'll come to you. I've told you. I've assured you I'll come to you.
At the end of the day, the situation was de-escalated. Calm was remained. Registration process still went on, and nobody was injured.
Okay.
The MP was not involved in the said activity. He is presently doing whatever he has to do as a member of parliament, and nothing has happened.
Okay.
Bella,
Dr.
it is
Bay.
on record
Uh-huh.
that the cars and the details of the cars, including the registration numbers, have been provided. Video and pictorial evidence of what occurred over there. Everything provided. It's in the public domain. My brother, for once, is humble. Trying to explain. He's done nothing. He's done nothing. He's done nothing. The police has never given any reason why he was given bail. The police has never said anywhere that they investigated him and realized he was innocent. The police has not said that. He's been given bail, all right, yes, investigations are still ongoing. Are you expecting the police to hold him for 1 month? Obviously not. Condemn the act.
What happened?
Call your leadership to condemn the act.
But you are not
sponsoring people with vehicles and tax to go to registration centers, to go and cause mayhem. And clearly, the agenda is to make sure violence.
You cannot speak over each other, because if you do, then your listeners cannot hear. Please.
Your agenda is to use
provide
mayhem.
evidence.
You use
mayhem,
use violence.
Okay.
Use violence to mar the integrity of our electoral processes.
So when are we going to get details of the evidence you say you have?
Ezekiel,
I can give them to you.
Provide evidence. Provide evidence. Send it to the
I'm
editors.
just being cautious because
These
I don't
are
have to
provide
put certain
evidence.
figures.
But you have them on your phone.
I have them here. I'll give them to you after the show. I'll give them to you. I'll give them. I don't have your number, but I'll give it to you. I'll send to you. I'll give them to you after.
No. Relax, please allow him.
I do not. And the videos are even on social media. Why would you give your vehicle to certain people to go cause mayhem?
Well, let's wait.
Come back in the
Because the way you're sounding is as if you're proving him guilty without even a trial. So hold on.
There is no evidence.
Let's wait for the evidence to come out. You say you have it, so we'll get there. We'll get there. But thank you so much, gentlemen. Salim Adam says this is funny from the NPP. You think anyone will use cars registered in his name for such actions? Well, good morning to you as well. David Naba says that. Okay, I'll skip that. Whether the EC chair likes it or not, she must declare John Mahama the winner this year. That's Agongo Roger. Okay, well, he doesn't even feel shame for admitting the error. He's saying it like it's deliberate. That's David Naba to Dr. Aye earlier when he came back to retract that statement and redirect it to the right person, who he says got the tax waiver. So Money, good morning to you. He says, please ask the NPP guy, what was the final results of the 2020 elections? Do you want to respond to that, Dr.
The Electoral Commission.
Dr. Aye, this question is for Dr. Why are you answering this for him?
Results at the end of every hour.
The final result, Bella,
yes, please answer.
The final result is that President Akufo-Addo secured what is needed to become president. And the NDC, even when they said they don't agree with the EC, told the whole country that they couldn't collect their
time is up. We have to go.
They couldn't collect a single result.
Money again says that tell the NDC guy they should not be talking now, then later they'll fold their arms and get cheated. Well, I've seen these comments a lot of times. Dr. Apiahene is not master. No, there's no time. Master Planner Junior Kintampo says Dr. Apiahene was not appointed as a deputy EC officer. Dr. Aye should get his facts right. Tell the NDC guy that they should not be talking now. Okay, well, I'll just wrap up on this. I have a few messages that came earlier for dialysis treatment, so let me just read that. Apologizing alone is not enough. The EC should go further to remove the young man's name from the police criminal records at Koforidua. That's Mr. Richard Kumado. Good morning to you, sir. And then also another one, the saddest case of this dialysis crisis is that those on it do not have the capacity to do any meaningful work to earn any income. So how can they afford this? Now, every one of them has been rendered involuntary beggars. How sad. Very sad indeed. And I think that's where I'll wrap up on my comments for this morning. There was one more. Musa Nima says it's very sad to see Dr. Obeng sit on national TV and play with the lives of renal patients. Again, Dr. Apiahene was appointed for only one reason, and that's to manipulate the figures. Well, no, Dr. Srebo Kwaku says that there's no way Dr. Apiahene can even change the final results or the figures, and so nobody should be worried about his appointments whatsoever. Well, I've been speaking to Dr. Sami Aye, a National Communications Team member for the NDC, and Dr. Ezekiel Ejekum Obeng is the Communications Team member for the NPP. Earlier, you heard from the president of the Dialysis Patients Association, Kojo Bafo Ahinkra, who says that they'll communicate further what they intend to do moving forward because of the price increments. But, well, from the 5th to the 31st of May 2024, there's something happening. At only $70 or 910 Ghana cedis, you can celebrate Mother's Day in style with a luxurious getaway at Maha Beach Resort. Treat your mom to an unforgettable experience with our special Mother's Day package, and that includes, first of all, a dreamy room setup, breakfast, lunch and dinner with free local drinks, 15% discount on spa, family movie at the cinema with free popcorn and free access to all in-house facilities and activities. They also get free airport pickup service from Friday to Sunday, but terms and conditions do apply. So book now. Let's make this Mother's Day a memorable one for you. Well, Mother's Day has passed, but you still have the whole week and the whole month to celebrate that special woman in your life. Call 050-157-0684. Again, 050-157-0684 or 0303-977-773 for more details and reservation. You can get a room upgrade. It's available upon request, and the charges as well will determine if you can go ahead and upgrade. It's only available when you book directly with the hotel. 100% non-refundable payments is required to confirm the reservation, and the offer is bookable from now till the 31st of May. That also comes with free airport pickup from Friday 5:30 p.m., Saturday 5:30 p.m. and Sunday 5:30 p.m. as well. So please do get in touch with them. If you haven't celebrated your mother yet, if you have the means to, go ahead and make sure to book a room for her